Thank you so much, Mr. James Amosa. Thank you so much for those kind words and the words of wisdom. And this is definitely a great way for us to conclude the Africa Wealth Conference for 2022. What I took as a great takeaway from you is that when we think about the African wealth and what our role is, especially someone like myself who is in the diaspora, it's more than just the money. Us as the people, the biggest resource of Africa is its African people, not just the money, the trade, the skills that we've all learned, whether you're on the continent or outside in the diaspora. And that's something that we need to cultivate and bring back home onto the continent so that we can help us establish wealth. So I want to thank you so much for giving us those thoughts that as we go back into our day-to-day lives and thinking about how we can build wealth for our families, our community, and the continent, that we can bear that in mind, that our forefathers and the people before us actually knew that as much as we have problems, we are our own solutions. So thank you so much, Mr. Mosa, for being able to conclude our conference. That being said, my name is Diana Gaitha, and I am the Creative Director of Elite Global Branding. And I totally want to go ahead and say a vote of thanks to everybody who actually attended this conference. I want to thank for everyone who was the speakers who came in, the moderators, and the engaging information that we had. I am so blown away. These 2 days has been an influx of information whereby I just totally see a bright future for us on the continent. There are different kind of perspectives and insights that we got in order for us to push the envelope in how we view building wealth in Africa. One of the biggest things that was a takeaway is that as we in the diaspora look into building wealth, let's look into building wealth with a vision and encourage each other to actually look into seeking professional help. For most part, the African way is doing things the way you know it. But at the same time, when you have professionals who know what it is that you want to do, if you're trying to start a business, if you're trying to do investments, if you're actually trying to go into trade, we have seen the professionals who have shown up on this 2-day conference. So take advantage of that. That way, as you're doing your investments and building your wealth, you're doing it in a way that actually shows promise. There are a few things that I would like to point out. During the Private Wealth Conference, Mr. Brian Myers was mentioning how, especially at this time, you see the rate of inflation, how it is right now, and people are, scared about, the recessions that are coming through and people having their projections. Just remember that in every situation, there is an opportunity for growth. That way, we have to open up our minds and think beyond the normal plots, the normal way on how we look at business, just in the confines of our countries. We have to look beyond that. Look within the African continent, not necessarily your home country. Let's see how we can come together with the African diaspora to make sure. We have a few of the Professor Wangoyu, Mr. Karumba, and Mr. Kinoti, who actually have books out there that give their insight on how to build wealth on this nation. So, it's really good for us to go back. Our Regal Africa group is going to be on the Regal Africa TV on YouTube. So please go back, listen to what they have to say and see what kind of books that they have and purchase that, so that you can be able to see how you can continue and spread the word, not just to yourself, to your families, and to your communities. I also want to go by something that Mr. Kenneth Andy said, and he said the time of Africa is now. Let us look at how we can utilize our resources actually to build our wealth. Let's not wait for other people outside of the continent who look at our promises in Africa, and we as Africans, whether in the diaspora on the continent, are not taking advantage of that. We're going to close our eyes and they take everything from us, and we are not be able to build our wealth. So the time is now. The time is now to plant those seeds to continue building your wealth. Robin Emerson also stated, when we think about wealth, let's not think about money. We want to think about the wealth mindset holistically, whether it's making money, whether it's health-wise, how healthy our communities, how we think, how it's our mentality. Let's push the envelope into what people think about Africa and Africans in the diaspora and the power that we have as people. Let's look at some of the information that our excellent Ambassador Davisa Johnson mentioned. Time to bridge the gap between Africans and Africans in the diaspora. Through things like AGOA, let's see how we can push things like agribusiness and be able to engage. That way we're able to take advantage of some of these things and some of these trades that are coming into being so that we can build our wealth and keep on pushing the envelope. Last but not least, I really want to talk about the last panel, and we're talking about how us in the diaspora need to push the envelope and do our due diligence. As you see us increasing our wealth and want to do that, do your due diligence in terms of investments and see how we can push the envelopes. So that being said, I would like to thank everybody yet again for coming into the Africa Wealth Conference this year. I look forward to actually seeing you next year in 2023 around the same time in July. And just to segue as well, just bear in mind that we're just talking about building wealth, and a lot of things that came to being is how we can build wealth through entrepreneurship, through trade. So in November of this year, there's going to be the Africa Trade Conference that's going to be coming up, which would be a great way for you to see how you can take advantage of things like the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement that opens up the floodgates in terms of how we can build wealth within the continent. But thank you so much to everybody showing up today. It has definitely been my pleasure to be part of this conference. I really want to thank the Regal Africa Group and its team just to put in this whole conference together, as well as want to thank the Eva's Events that helped put this together as well, and my team at Elite Global Branding. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing all of you next year. Now, you're more than welcome to stay after this because we're going to have a little networking session, and this would be a good time for you to get to speak to everyone and see how you can get some more insight. Thank you so much, and you have a great day.